and there was a big drama going on in that platform. And I was like, you know what? I'll just start one for like local. And
Yeah.
that was, I don't know if you were there when that happened.
Yeah,
on that.
I was there. I was watching behind the scenes. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Squish Talk. I'm Maya, and each week I'll be joined by a new guest as we get into all things Squish related. Today, we're talking about Halloween Squish, resellers versus pickups, and social media influence. And please welcome to the show, SquishHuntingLA.
Hi.
Yay! So thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
How was your weekend? How was your week with Squish hunting?
Well, I got lucky last night and I was able to snag Zozo right over here.
Yay!
I got her simply for a giveaway because I haven't done one in like forever. So, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Cool. If you want to enter a giveaway, she's doing one soon.
Anyone looking for Zozo? Right there.
So how did you get into squish collecting?
Well, I first started seeing them like at Marshall's, and then one time like I randomly went into Five Below and they had like an Easter stand behind the counter, and I knew from like Instagram there was like a cow or something, because it would randomly pop up my Explore page. So like I asked the employee like, oh, is there a cow or something? And she was like, oh yeah, and she grabbed it from like underneath the counter and gave it to me. I don't know if that was like an employee was hiding that for himself or something, and that employee just gave it to me or something. That's when I was like, oh, it's so cute. And then like maybe like a year later, it just kept popping up on my Explore page, like, and I started following. And then like I think it was like February, so like Valentine's Squishmallows came out, and that's when I went to like my first Five Below drop and all that. Yeah. So that's when it all started. Yeah.
I feel like we had a similar experience. Like I feel like everyone, even if you're not into Squishmallows, you know about like the cows and like the design of it.
Yeah, like the more popular ones for sure. Yeah.
How many do you have in your collection?
I've never counted. I've never counted. Okay. I don't want to count, or else I'm gonna know.
Yeah, like
damn, I think I have to get rid of some. You know?
Like, oh, I have to start selling.
Yeah, I have like some in my garage. I have some under my bed. I have some in my closet. I have some on my
just taking over the whole house.
Yeah. But if they're out of sight, they're out of mind, and I just see the ones on my net, and I'm like, you know what? I don't have that many. You know, right? And then that's where I just keep buying. But I've gotten better. I've gotten better, and I've restricted myself a little bit, and I'm only going for ones that I really, really want now, so I don't like overwhelm myself, because that's already happened.
Yeah, I feel like it's a process of like learning how much you want. I feel like in the beginning you're just like, I want them all, like I'm gonna buy them all because like I've never seen them before. Yeah. And then after like, oh, I have like too many now. Yeah, and then when they first getting like pushed out, you see everyone posting about it, and you just start being like, I think I want it too, or like you want the adrenaline of like finding it when everyone else is like looking for it too, you know? Yeah. And being like one of the first people that gets it, you know? Yeah. I think that also like pushes you to like get more and more and more, you know? Like, guys, I got it. And then like when you get home, you're just like, no, where did I put it?
Yeah, or it's like, oh, you know what? After a few weeks, you're like, oh, I don't really like it that much. Maybe I shouldn't have bought it. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, maybe I'll trade it or sell it.
Yeah. And that's where Squish meets come along, right? Yeah.
Do you have a favorite size Squishmallow?
Because I have so many. I've been downsizing, and now I only more so go for like 5-inch ones. Yeah. Plus they're easier to store.
Yeah, I feel like 8-inch. The clips, they help a lot. I feel like it's just like miniature versions of them. Yeah. And plus you can carry them with you, like wherever you go, unlike the other ones, you know. Plus, it's funner to like see other people have them in public too, like on their bag, and being like, oh, I like your Squishmallow. Yeah, I feel like the only like bad thing, like my Malcolm clip, I take him everywhere, so he's gotten dirty. I'm just like,
we all have like a beat up Squishmallow. Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Squishmallow?
Oh, see, for a long while, it was like my 24-inch Ronnie.
The Costco one?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then I just felt like he took up so much space. I got rid of him. I was like, he's sorry, big. You gotta go. I was like, I want my bed back. Like, you gotta go. And now, I think either I have to say maybe like the 12-inch auto, maybe. Like, plus I really like the clip version too. It would have to be one of those two.
Yeah, I agree. I really like the cows and like auto. Yeah, he's really good.
Oh, but if I had the Ronnie clip, that one would be my favorite. Me but too. He's so hard to get. He's so hard.
I never see him. And like whenever you ask someone, like, oh, are you training or selling it? They're like, oh, I'm just like holding it. Like, good for you.
Yeah, like, and when he was recently re-released, at like Ralph's and stuff, I never saw him. Yeah. Like he was the first to go. People were the luckiest when they went right in the morning. Yeah, never seen him in the wild. I don't think I've ever seen it in person ever.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it was so hard to like. We were trying to find him too. Nowhere to be found.
Yeah, hopefully next year they like re-release them like they did with Otto. Then like a lot more people can like get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that you talked about your Costco Ronnie. So is that your biggest size Squishmallow?
Since I got rid of him, not anymore. I think now it's just I think I have the 16-inch Omar now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's my biggest one. Yeah.
I feel like we try to keep our collection small just so it doesn't overwhelm us because it is taking over our living room too.
Yeah. And I thought maybe if I ever get rid of that one, maybe I'll get like a 24-inch Emily. I've seen her only online.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe that'll be the next biggest squishmallow I'll have. Okay. Hopefully.
Hopefully you can find them. Yeah. How long have you been collecting Squishmallows?
I would have to say since February. That's when I actually got serious and actually started to, collect other than just having like 3,
Yeah, I feel like like us too, we started like really getting into Squishmallow hunting like around like March, April. Yeah, so like recently this year.
It was that February drop that just made everyone just go crazy for them, right?
Yeah, because I feel like I saw them online. I was like, oh, like what is that? Like that's cool. And then like I don't know, you go to one 5 Below drop and they're just like, I'm in it now.
Yeah.
Like
you waited like in that line super early. Now you're in. You can't get out. Yeah.
We know that you like collecting the Halloween Squishmallows. So which one's your favorite out of all of them?
Well, other than Otto, let's not say
everyone
loves him, right? I would have to say like my little 5-inch bear, the skeleton bear.
Oh, okay,
like the little purple one. Now I just remembered this alpha too.
Like there's too many.
Yeah. No, I'll change it. I'll go with my dragon. Like I think it's Prital.
Okay.
Right? That's the same. I don't know.
I thought the names are so hard to pronounce.
Gray little gargoyle. That 12-inch one. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
He's cute.
I just put him away too, and I felt really bad. I was like, I kind of still want to keep him, but I'm trying to like rotate the squish now. So.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, they all get their time.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? Gotta wait a year for him.
He comes out every Halloween.
Yeah, every Halloween. Yeah. Just like he's a zombie or something. Once a year, he comes creeping out.
Okay. Well, now that we've talked about a couple Halloween Squishmallows, what's your Halloween Daiso? Like, if you couldn't find which one you wanted.
Oh, so I don't know if you've seen it. It's only in Mexico right now. The 5-inch Alva.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully next year she'll come to like 5 Below or something. But that's the one I've been seeing that I really want. But she's not here yet in the U.S. So next year, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Speaking about, going back to Otto with the 5 Below drop, did you have any like drama with that?
Well, at the first one I went to, like when I barely started coming into the community, I kind of felt like, you don't know anything about the community, so I didn't know there was like drama or like there was just like a couple people that were just really serious and stuff like that, so almost like cold shoulder-ish, so, and I was just like, okay, it was a little awkward. I was like, okay, well, I've never like, I don't know anything, and it wasn't until later that after a few months of being in the community, I started putting, faces to usernames and stuff like that, and it felt a little more welcomed, rather than in the beginning from getting cold shoulders from people.
I'm in it, guys, too. Like,
and then, once I finally started showing my face, people saying like, oh, that's her, and like I'm more recognizable, and I'm starting to memorize people as well. So that's good. But first 5 Below drop was a little nerve-wracking for sure. Yeah.
I feel the opposite because I feel like in the beginning, the 5 Below drops were like, oh, this is so cool. And the most recent one, well, not the most recent, but the most recent one that we had like a little bit of drama with was the Otto one because they did the online order. And I feel like that messed it up for us because I feel like all of them were gone.
Yeah. And I kept seeing that people would like got it and then it would get canceled. Yeah. But then people who ordered after them still got it. So it was like kind of random. And they just did it out of nowhere, too. I got lucky enough that, I was watching a movie late at night and scrolling through my phone that I saw they dropped. And that's when I posted it. I started trying to message people like, go, go, go. Yeah. That told me they were like, wanted it really bad. I like started messaging like, go, go, go. And it was like 2 in the morning or something. I'm like hoping they're awake. I'm like, you got to go, you got to go. And there was one creator that, was already camping out at night, and I sent it to her, and she was able to get it for herself and like just leave the line and go to sleep, you know? So that was a good thing. That's good for her. That's a good thing that came out of that, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like we saw your like notification, and then we woke up with 2 a.m, like let's order it like right now. But then when we got there, like, oh, we don't have your order. We're just like, okay, like,
oh yeah, because you did like in-store pickup.
Yeah, we did the in-store pickup, and we went to a different Five Below before that, like when it first opened. But there's only like all the shelves were cleared except for like 2 of them. So it's like,
oh really? Yeah, I kept seeing like from, it depends on the location, I guess. I kept seeing for the Halloween drop that some people didn't really show up. I guess everyone kind of feared, you know, like that everyone's gonna go like just fighting over them and
pushing
stuff.
Shoulders.
Yeah, so I think everyone feared it. I didn't go to it either. I was like, there's no way. But afterwards, when I went to the Squish meet, I started hearing people saying like, oh, it wasn't bad, or there wasn't anybody, or other people said like, oh, there was a line. But it was like 50-50, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like it's based on location. Like the only reason we got the auto is because the Squish meet that we went to. We were like, oh, will you sell it, or are you trading?
That was my backup plan too. I was like, if I don't get it online or in person, I'll just go to the Squish meet and try to grab, you know, try to trade.
Yeah, luckily we got one. But
yeah.
Again with the Halloween like collection, do you like the flips?
Well, when it comes to like hard to find ones, like they made an auto flip, right?
Auto sticks.
But I see people like turn them into like a deflip them, right?
That's what we do.
Yeah, I'm not talented like that. I don't even know how to sew. I think they're okay when it comes to like if you can't grab the actual one. I guess you just really gotta like punch them and fix them up to make them look normal, or people just deflip them.
Yeah, that's what we did. We got lucky enough where we deflipped an auto, and then someone traded us our deflipped auto for a 12-inch. And we're just like, that's crazy.
That's a good trade. Yeah. That's a really good one.
Speaking about Halloween Squish, I feel like that's when your account really blew up. Oh, like for SquishHuntingLA, like you were posting all the places to get the good squish.
Yeah, you know, everyone's always after Halloween Squish. I feel like they're the most desirable throughout the whole year. October's like was the best month for me, I think, for like my page and stuff. I got great send-ins too. Like I got one that was, I think, one in like near LA, like downtown LA, that had like a full wall of just banana, like a whole ton of Halloween Squishmallows, but it was like 30 of them, like a whole bunch. And that post like got the most shares for me. I got thankfully people were updating, and then later, a few weeks later, another send-in from that same location, and it's like they restocked like 30 more, and like there was just like the whole aisle was just the Halloween Squishmallows that everyone was looking for, right? It was like not even October yet, right?
No, it was like the month before. Yeah, it was just going crazy, like that one specific location, and that's how we really found your account, because you kept posting and then people kept updating you. Yeah, it was like very helpful.
Yeah, it definitely helps a lot when people update, because then it helps not waste other people's time. You know, driving there, plus you know, when everyone, that was like the first Halloween Squish to be revealed, right? To be like in the shelves. Yeah, and I also was able to find her in Downey. I found her the zombie Hello Kitty. I found the capsules. That was like
capsules. Yeah, they were crazy. Yeah. I feel like they're so hard to find.
Yeah, I missed it like twice because I walked past the aisle and I didn't even see it. Oh. It wasn't until like I went to my car and then someone else asked me like, oh, can I get a pickup? I was like, sure. I went back into the store and I saw it and I was like, how did I miss this? Where did they go? Yeah, no, I was like, I thought I missed it. Like I never spotted it out, because I always saw that the capsules were like in a different little toy section, you know? And they were like right below it. And I was like, they were right in front of me the whole time. And I almost just left, sent the location, and someone else would have been like, oh, I just found them. Like I would have been like, how did I miss those? Yeah. But that also ensued a lot of drama, though. The whole capsules. Yeah.
Because I kept
drama involved.
Yeah, I kept seeing posts of people taking the whole all the capsules. Yes, because you have one of each in the capsule. Yeah. So it makes sense if you want the whole like squad.
And at first I didn't know it was like one of each. I thought it would be different ones. And another Squish friend of mine was also looking for them. So I was like, oh, if I get doubles, you can have them. Like I'm gonna open them though for like a TikTok video, but whatever doubles there are, you can have them. And then it was like one of each, and I was like, what the hell? And then that's when people started showing like, oh yeah, it's only one of each. but lots of drama with that.
Yeah, I feel like it just depends on your perspective. Like, if you really want them, then you'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But like some people are like, oh, shelf clear. Like, no, I'm not. I promise. Is where,
like the whole community is divided. Yeah. There's so many different perspectives to it too.
Yeah, I feel like there's a divide when it comes to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, talking about like resellers, do you think that there's a difference in like resellers and people who do pickups?
Well, yeah, I think especially from running the type of page I do, I've seen like all of it. I've gotten people comment, you know, towards me about that too. Like when I would post a location and it would sell out almost immediately, and then people would complain to me even afterwards, and I almost felt like at fault for stuff running out, even though I have no control over it. You know, I almost felt like a little bit of shame, almost like if it's my fault or something. So at a certain point, I felt like I had to speak on it, which I regret. That's their default. That was like, oh, maybe like I should have just thought about it a little more. Yeah, that's where everyone's divided. Either some people think like, okay, well, if it's going all towards collectors, it doesn't matter, you know? Yeah. Shelf clearing doesn't matter. It's not shelf clearing because it's going to collectors, right? Then there's someone else who says, well, if you're taking more than one type, you're shelf clear, you know? Or like you're on the wrong. Or there's people that say if you clear out just one type and it's something that everyone's trying to look for, you're shelf clear. But you also got to think about like with the Zozo clip, like there's only 3. Yeah, like right? There's only 3, like, and then if your friend wants one, you're already taking 2 and you're leaving 1 behind. And then someone else shows up, takes it. It's like you don't know who's gonna win. There's no win.
Yeah, like, I feel like it's so hard to make everyone happy with that.
You can't win. Whether it's the resellers getting it, whether they're getting cleared out for pickups, whether you take one, or from my point of view, it's like I post it and it sells out. Like I can't control who's gonna get them.
Yeah, your account reminds me of when Hot Topic used to post like, oh, Reshma, or like all that. Yeah. Like, it's like it sucks if you don't get it, but if you do, it's very hopeful. Like, oh, it's like you know for sure where it is. Like, because if you go squish hunting like without any tips, it's like, well, I don't know where to go,
and you're also wasting so much gas. Yes, and you know, gas was so expensive here recently. It was like taking a toll on me for sure.
Yeah, like you waste your gas, your time, and then if you don't find anything, you're like, well, I just wasted my whole day.
Yeah, and it just kind of bumps you out too, because you're hoping to like get lucky or like find something, and then that just sets you back into even going squish hunting like the next day or the next couple of days. You're just like, I'm not gonna find anything. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah,
because your account, it helped us find Double Bull on it, and then we even gave updates like, oh, like there's this many left,
which I appreciate.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I feel like it's just based on perspective. Like, I feel like you're going to be sad if you don't get it, and then you're like, oh, we'll resell it. But if you do get it, you're like, oh, no, it's cool.
Plus, it also takes some time for them to keep getting pushed out. Because in the beginning, it's a lot harder because everyone wants it. But then slowly, you know, you see a lot of the Day of the Dead recently still being put out, even though it's after, like, Dia de los Muertos and all that. It's still being put out. And it's on sale now. So
it's even cheaper.
Yeah, so that's great. But yeah, I feel like during this month, everyone feels like, oh, you got to get it immediately because they're not going to show up again till next year, maybe, hopefully. Who knows?
Yeah. I feel like, especially with the tips, everyone gets like super extreme with it when it first comes out. But then after like a couple of weeks, it's just like, oh, it's not as bad or extreme as it was like back then.
Or it's like you could get a easy trade for it too later on too. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like when it's first released, the value's like, no, I want like auto for this. Yeah, it's like, I don't want it. Like, it's not gonna be worth that much later. You always gotta tell
people like, you just gotta wait. Yeah, like, it's gonna go. I would never go for like a huge trade like that yet. I would be like, I gotta wait, because like you said, like Hot Topic used to do the tips, right? I only seen them do it like barely now.
Yeah, I like
because they got banned from doing it after the the strawberry restaurant
and box lunch.
Yeah, them too. I was lucky enough to get her. Like
me too.
I literally wasn't even ready. I was just like bummy and like, and I saw the post like from the Long Beach, and I was like, oh, you know what? I just gotta go out like right now. Yeah. Like right now, I was like, who cares? I'll throw on a mask. I just threw whatever on, and my hair was a mess. Everything was a mess. I was like, I'm gonna look crazy. And I got there, I parked, I threw my coins into the meter, and I started like kind of speed walking over there, and I like walked in, and I was like, oh, do you guys still have the cow? And they're like, oh yeah, back here. And I saw like 5 of them. Like, I was like, oh my god. Like I thought it was like, because I'm not that close, I was like, I thought it was gonna be done for. Plus, everyone's in Long Beach, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it's also in the shops, so everyone's already there, shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
And then right after, like 2 seconds after I grabbed mine, I just saw people running in for her too, and I was just like, oh my god.
Like, I'm so glad I got her.
Yeah. I feel like that one has been the hardest one to get.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got lucky enough that location randomly posted it, because they were usually doing it the night before and people would line up, right?
Same.
Yeah.
I feel like with the alerts, you just have to go right away. Because with my experience with Reshma, the closest Hot Topic posted, and I was like, okay, I was like in the middle of class. I was like, I even told my professor, I was like, I gotta go. Like I'm leaving early.
Anything for Squishmallows.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the class was about to end anyway. Yeah. But I was just like, I'm gonna go. And then by the time I got to the parking lot, it was sold out. So I was just like, oh my god, what do we do now? But luckily, the Hollywood one posted, and it was like no one was there also. So it was.
And thankfully, they had a limit of one
right?
per
person.
One per person. Yeah. And they never restocked her online, right?
Even
like
never stocked online.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I feel like her value is still like high up there.
Yeah. I have her still, but I haven't put her out yet.
No,
she's just in the closet. I was like, it's not her time to shine yet. She has to wait till spring.
Yeah, I just have mine on a little shelf. Like, no one's gonna touch you. Like, you're gonna stay there forever.
Yeah, and when it comes to like trading your hard to find Squish, when you start thinking about it, it's like, do I really want to let go?
Yeah, like no.
Because like once you let it go, you're never gonna.
Yeah, you're never gonna find it again.
Yeah. Same with like that little 5-inch Omar Hug Me.
Oh,
that one's so hard to get to, and I've even seen people say like, oh, I remember going into the store and finding like 3 of them, and I just didn't even pick up one. I just left, and like them just regretting it completely. But you never know what can end up
popular,
or what's ends up being considered hard to find. You know,
Do you personally do pickups for like your Squish friends? Or?
I mainly do it now for Squish friends. I also will sometimes just be like, it's fully open. If anyone wants, just ask, But I'll only keep it local, Be like, okay, if you can come to me, if you can meet me here, like let me know. Yeah, meet me, because sometimes people have like DM me being like, can you ship? And I'll be like, no. It's like, sorry, I can't. But at the beginning of my account, I ran it completely differently. So like I had probably like less than 100 followers then, and I would just ask people, tell me what you're looking for, and I would have it written down in my notes app with their username, and I would message them first when I would find it and tell them like, oh, here's the address if you want to come, or I can get it for you. Yeah. So it was a lot easier then, Now I can't really do that. Keep up with everybody. And then like if one person isn't looking for it anymore, like I can't keep up to date with everybody. But back then it was a lot easier to do. Yeah. So now it's only Squish friends.
With your pickups, has like anyone like flaked on you, or like have been like, oh, never mind, I don't want it anymore?
Well, one time someone did ask me for a pickup, but then they just stopped responding. But thankfully I didn't like buy it yet, because I wanted to be sure. Plus I usually ask them like, oh, just Venmo or Zelle. I'll usually ask like, how much is this Squishmallow, like to the cashier and stuff. So I never buy anything unless they like send over the money, and like then it's like for sure, because people will just stop messaging you. Yeah, so it can literally backfire on you, and then you just gotta go. If you leave the store, then you gotta go back and return it, or ask somebody else like, does anybody else want this? Or else it's just going back to the store, and it's kind of just like wasting your time too. And so that's why I only stick with Squish friends, people who I met during my smaller following, that I still know now, and like I know they're gonna not flake on me and stuff. Like we already have a little good, connection,
like relationship. Like okay, I know you're cool.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, be nice to SquishHuntingLA.
If you want to pick up, be nice. Right? Yeah, for sure.
Well, speaking about like selling and like trading like in person, have you ever like gone on like Macari and bought like something super overpriced just because you're like, I want it that bad?
Yeah, I spent $40 buying a clip bundle. It was like the re-released auto, the Plague Doctor, and I already forgot what the third one was. I was like,
they're not important.
I was just in it for the auto. What was the third one? I don't even remember anymore. I literally don't. What was the other one? There's so many Squishmallows that it's so hard to keep up with. I bought a bundle of 3. I don't even remember who the third one is. See, all my Squishmallows are in the garage now. So I'm like, what do I even have? And yeah, I bought it for $40, but you know, those clips, they never came here to LA. They never showed up here in California at all. They were only in like the other states, in like Kroger, I think that's what they call
random
them.
Like in the like Midwest,
like Texas and stuff. Yeah, we never saw them over
no
here. So I'm glad, I guess, I got the bundle for like $40, I guess. But
I feel like if it makes you happy, then do it. And
I also tried to wait it out too. I was like, okay, let me see if I find a better deal. The $40 for the 3-clip bundle was like the best I could find. So once I saw one pop up for $40 again, I was like, oh, gotta get it.
Like, that's
gotta
the
get
deal.
It. Yeah. But it's definitely like sometimes you can get lucky on Mercari too. Sometimes people post them like super, super cheap. Like, you know, like the Drella Hug Me?
Okay,
right? That's the one with her little fur and she's like brown.
Yeah,
with a little brown
eye.
I once saw her get posted for like $35. And she's like one that everybody wants, right?
One
she's like, originals. I don't even know how much she goes for now on Mercari, but she's like a highly desirable one. So to snag on Mercari, but I mean, you gotta get lucky. You gotta keep looking.
Yeah, and then you just have to like think about like shipment and like the fees,
taxes. Yeah, but you can definitely score. You just gotta be lucky.
Yeah. Like there's definitely been times where we've overpaid for Squishmallows, but we're like, if I can't find it in person and I'm wasting all this time like with gas, going places, Squish hunting,
for sure,
like it's basically the same amount when you think about it.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I feel sometimes too. I was like, I should just bought it, and then that would have been my whole tank of gas. But then I think, what if I do find it? It's like hard. I guess,
I feel like tough decisions.
That's why tips are so important. Like people sharing and not gatekeeping, because I started my whole account because of gatekeeping. Yeah. So many people were gatekeeping on a different platform, and there was a big drama going on in that platform. And I was like, you know what? I'll just start one for like local. And that was, I don't know if you were there when that happened.
I was there. I was watching behind the scenes. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, I saw like half of everyone was like, oh, we don't want to share locations because that puts me in danger or stuff like that, right? People get very like private,
touchy.
Like, and then the other half was like, well, it's all anonymous here. Like, no one knows what you look like, who you are. Or other people would be like, I don't want to disclose the location because then other people won't get it. Other locals won't get it. So it was like very divided. I was like, you know what? I'm just
going to post.
I'm just going to post. I'm just going to take it over it on Instagram and just fully just post time. In the beginning, I posted the time along with the location that it was found.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. Okay. Plus, I wasn't getting any sendings like in the beginning, right? So it was all me driving around, updating.
Yeah, giving tips. Like you put hard work into it.
Yeah, and then
other people.
Yeah, and then thankfully, other people started sending in, and that helped a lot too. And then once I started helping other people, it helped me create relationships with other people, and they were like constantly kept sending in stuff because I was able to help them, and that slowly grew
bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and I try to push my account on that same platform too by showing my username on screenshots of stuff in the very beginning.
Like, I'm trustworthy. Like, I promise I'm good.
Yeah, that I know now on that platform you see nothing for LA now because it's all on my Instagram now or on Discords. I know there's other people who have Discords. There's Facebook groups too, but Facebook groups aren't that. I don't really see a lot of posts constantly.
Like locations.
Yeah, like consistently. It's just like here and there. But I know right now the place to be for finding Squishmallows or getting tips is Instagram or Discord.
Yeah. I feel like your account is like super helpful, and like I feel like people need to take a step back and be like, it's just a Squishmallow. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, please don't send hate. Like,
I've gotten hate comments here and there, especially during the Halloween for taking the capsules, because I made a TikTok over it. And there was lots of people who don't even know my account. They probably just scrolling and the video just comes up. Video. Yeah, and I got a lot of hate comments. I was deleting them at first, but after a while, I was like, whatever. I was like, I'm not even going to look at it. I'm not going to go back to that video and constantly watch it.
Yeah, with posting...
Like,
you're gonna get hate comments all the time. Like we post on like TikTok and Instagram, and there's like little kids hating. It's
like I've even gotten like really extreme accounts, like negative accounts before, and I'm just like, how did this person come along to my like? How did I get recommended to them? And I'm just like, what is going on here? And I just block and just say bye to that.
Yeah, I feel like if you just ignore it, then it's just like it'll eventually go away.
Plus, I've never really blocked anyone either.
Yeah, same.
I've no one local, anyone like that. I'm like, well, that beats the whole purpose of my account. I can't block people if I'm an update account, you know. I was like, and then I've had people tell me things about other creators and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know them. And I was like,
I don't want to get involved.
That's not my business. I was like, okay. I was like, I don't really know them. Just an update account. Just like, okay.
Yeah. Like, that's not what my account's about. Like, I'm not a drama account.
Yeah. I already been through one drama. Don't want it ever again. I was like, okay, thanks.
Like, don't want to experience that again.
Yeah, or people tell me about their experiences when they're out hunting and something negative happens to them, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's like that hasn't happened to me, but thankfully you hear people getting shoved or people getting stuff get snatched out of their hands. That has happened to me, but you know, at the first 5 Below drop I ever went to, you know, the first people that went in there just grabbed all the 5-inch ones in their arms. And then the employee that was like standing outside was like, oh, well, she's going to have to put some of those back because there's like a limit of 4. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but that was like my first introduction to Squishmallows. Seeing someone just grab all the 5-inch ones, and I was like, what am I doing here?
Like, I did not know it was like that.
Yeah, that's I was like, knew nothing about it, and I was just slowly saw what it's all the ins and outs, all the pros and cons. But yeah, I don't think that really happens so much anymore now, right? I feel like it kind of toned down now, right? I felt a little vibe difference. Yeah. You know, maybe because Halloween's over, October.
Yeah. I feel like it's chilled out. Like, nobody really wants the Thanksgiving ones. Or Christmas.
Yeah, or there's already been like a leak for next year's Halloween Squish. I know. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they're a little underwhelming though, because it's nothing new.
Yeah, right? It's just the same things, but I bet it's still going to look crazy.
Yeah, you know, like Squishmallows used to like hire those people that make like customs and stuff.
Yeah.
They need to go on the payroll. I was like, they're the ones making like really like cute Squish, and they get loads of following off of that. I'm like, you guys need to go on a payroll. I was like, you need to be on Squishmallows payroll, rather than them, you know, taking people's ideas, because I've seen
a couple of those. But I feel like it'll be hard to give credit just to one creator. But I've seen a couple like good like drawings of Squishmallows. Like there's a strawberry cow. I mean, a blueberry cow. And I was like, oh, that's so cute.
Or did you ever see like the Scooby-Doo one that they did? They did like Scooby-Doo versions of Squishmallows.
That's cute. Yeah.
I feel like the next big drop, or what everyone's going to be after, is going to have to be like the Pokemon Squish at Target. I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the next one that it's going to be very hard to find, you know, because it's Pokemon, enthusiasts or collectors going to find them, Squishmallow hunters. Then there's resellers, and there's people buying them for their kids, because on my account I have like various people following me.
A whole bunch of different ages.
Sometimes it's parents asking me like, oh, if you see this, please let me know, I'm trying to get it for my kid. It's usually like parents. Well, I once did a poll to see like how old is everybody? Who's in here? Yeah, and everyone seemed to be like over 17, or people who were like 17 and under. There was like almost nobody. I was like, oh, thank God. I guess. But now that I'm doing like TikToks, I feel like maybe there's some younger kids there.
Yeah, I feel like on TikTok there's a younger audience for
so you never really know. And I know that there is. I usually get send-ins from a younger follower, but the account is run by the dad. Yeah. So it's like usually parents with their kid, but they only show their kid because they like Squishmallows and stuff. Yeah. So it's cute. I think it's cute seeing like the whole variety of everyone who's into Squish.
Yeah. Like it's very shocking, like how like there's so many different age groups. Like there's like little kids. There's a lot of 20-year-olds. I didn't know that.
Or there's also like you go to Squish meets and there's people not only trading Squish, but they're trading like Loungefly, Pops.
Oh yeah. Pokemon cards.
Yeah, like a little bit of everything. And you get to meet like a lot of different people too. You get to make connections, I guess.
Yeah. And then like you build friendships. Yeah. And like I feel like at Squish meets, it's either like little kids or like people over 20. Like and then you're like, oh, I'm not the only one that collects stuffed animals.
Yeah. It's definitely cute seeing the little kids. You know, they come up all shy up to you and stuff. And
like, do you want to trade?
Yeah, they're super adorable. I usually I'm like, yeah, take it. I was like, take it, kid, take it. I don't really care what they're giving. I'm like, take it. Yeah, it's adorable.
Yeah. Well, I've seen like other people with like little kids. Like I didn't want to trade with them, but I felt like I had like forced to trade with them.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that, or like a kid will point out like a hard to find Squishmallow. It's like, okay, that's where you draw the line. Yeah. Right? It's like maybe something else you're interested in, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I want your auto for a 501. Like
no. Yeah, I've seen that and heard about that too. Yeah, no, that hasn't happened to me.
Well, with your account, you like give a whole bunch of hints of where to find good squishmallows. Do you ever get hate for being like, well, you give tips to resellers, like?
Yeah, I've definitely gotten some feedback about that. That like I try to make like I did a poll one time of like, oh, can you give me some suggestions of what to do to maybe make that less likely to happen? So every suggestion I got always came back to keeping my account the way it is, because they either say, oh, just let someone DM you and then you send it to them, but it's like I can't constantly send, keep up with messages, or if I'm working I can't keep up, or they say make your account private, but then I can't. You're not gonna have as big as the audience. Yeah, I can't put my account out there anymore, because I also make non-find like content, like TikToks. So I can't put myself out there anymore. And then there's people that say, oh, we'll tell you who's a reseller and you block them. But then it's like I gotta
they can have other accounts.
It also puts me in an awkward conversation to go up, DM somebody and be like, are you a reseller? Like, or and like having a back and forth with someone. I don't want to do that either. And so it has come down to just keeping it the way it is, and first come, first serve, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like with resellers, you can't really help it. Like, they're a reseller, of course they're going to take it all. So I feel like even if you give tips or not, it's still going to happen either way.
Plus, I don't know if have you ever seen that account that like posts, like exposes resellers?
Yes, I've seen that one.
That's insane too. I've gotten also a pic sentence like that before too, but I was like, my account, I can't really do that. I'm not an exposed account. I was like, I can't put that out there. That's just going to put me in drama. I was like, you can send it over to this account. I was like, I can't do anything with that photo, but send it over there. Yeah, I
always feel like when we're squish hunting, like, I always feel like afraid, like, no one take a picture of me, like I don't want to look like a reseller.
Yeah, when doing pickups, right? Yeah, I felt that way recently too, because I grabbed the capsules for myself. I grabbed like the Devil Banana, and then I also did pickups for my friends, and they wanted the Devil Banana, they wanted a zombie Hello Kitty, and at one point I was like, okay, no more pickups, and people were asking for it. I was like, I can't do anymore.
Like I'm holding all these already.
Yeah, and now I'm already have like all this anxiety, like going up to the register and like everyone watching me. You feel like there's all eyes on you. It's like, no, I'm innocent.
Like I promise, I'm like you guys. I'm just picking up for friends.
Yeah, or even then, like you also feel like people are saying, you're like, why does she have a whole bunch of plushies? Like people who don't even know about Squishmallows kind of giving you odd looks, I guess. So it definitely has felt a little anxiety over that before. Yeah.
Do you think that there's like a solution for the collectors, or do you think it's just gonna stay like how it is?
Well, I think the best solution there is I guess, again, when you have a friend, maybe do a pickup for you, or like if you I don't know.
I feel like there's no solution.
Like, that's the only one I can think of.
I feel like it's just gonna stay how it is.
At the end, it's not, you can't win them all, whether it's resellers, whether it's collectors, whether it's just random people who just like the plushie. You never know how it's gonna go down, right?
I feel like it depends on the exact Squishmallow also.
But I know usually there's like recognized resellers too, and there's people who talk about that too. I don't know what the resellers.
I don't know either.
I've seen them like on social media from like other states and people like talking about that. I've never seen that around here like that.
Like I've heard stories from other people at Squish Meets, like, there's this well-known guy here that like is a reseller.
It's usually guys, right? It's usually like grown men. I usually see a lot of posts being like, oh, it's just grown men.
They know that they're worth something.
But they probably have like those like stores where it's just like pops and
like reseller stores.
Where it's all just like things that people collect, right? Or there's even like not resellers, but there's also like employees who will take all the squish, right?
I've had keep them in the back.
I've had an experience with that before. When I went, what was I looking for? I think I was looking for I think it was during Valentine's Day. Maybe it was Caedyn. I can't really recall which one it was. Oh, Evangelica.
Oh, okay.
So I was looking for her, and I went to a store, and I looked around, and then I asked an employee, like I showed him a picture, and I was like, oh, I'm looking for this one, and he's like, oh, you know what? I think I saw a calendar back. Let me go check. And he went back there, and then he came back. He's like, oh no, sorry, I didn't see it. And then another employee walks by me and sees that I have like a couple of clips in my hand. He's like, oh my God, I love them too. And I was like, oh yeah, they're like super cute. And then I go get to the checkout, and then the different employees checking me out. And then she turns to the other employee that like made that comment to me and was like, oh, is the cow still in the back? And I'm just like,
like, you guys know what's back there.
There's probably like a note on it being like
oh, taken.
Yeah. So I was like, oh damn. But I didn't say anything about it. I was like, oh well, it's kind of inevitable. Yeah. And then there was also like another local collector that told me like, oh, that manager there is known for that. Like, she'll go to like the other Walgreens and ask them to like give her a box because she saw that they had stock for it or stuff like that. That's crazy. So I was just like, oh, I didn't even know that, and now I recognize.
Yeah, like you can tell who at the stores are like resellers or like who keep them in the back for themselves.
But you know what? If I was an employee,
I would totally use that advantage.
I'd take one for myself, not take them all, but I'll take one for myself. I'm not gonna lie here. I would do the same.
Yeah, I would do that too. If I worked at Walgreens, I'd be like, yeah, let me keep one in the back for me.
Yeah, I'll definitely be helpful, but I'm taking one for me, right? Yeah.
I feel like that happens a lot, especially at Walgreens for some reason. Like when we were looking at the Halloween Squishmallows, we went up to the cash register. I forgot what we got. We probably got food because we couldn't find any Squishmallows. And we heard the guy talking, and he was like, oh yeah, I used to collect these and resell them. And I was like, why are you telling us that? Like, we were telling you that we're struggling to find them. Yeah. And then you're out here like exposing yourself as being a reseller.
Yeah, sometimes people just don't care. They like have no shame for it. I guess they're just like, oh, well, I'm not really into them, but I know they have high value, so I just bought them. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how employees will just blatantly tell you. Other employees will just lie to you. Yeah. Yeah, right? They'll just like tell you like, oh, no, we don't have it. And then like a few hours later, you see that someone else found it at that exact location or stuff like that.
Like, why are you lying? At least tell me the truth. If you're telling me the truth and you're going to be like, oh, I just want it for myself. Like, I don't care. I'd be like, oh, okay, good for you. But if you're just like lying, like, no, there's none. Like,
or I've seen like multiple people post that like the Walgreens employees will like bully them or like make fun of them.
What?
Like
that's
while they're asking. I know, I've never had that experience. So I'm like, that's like so mean. Like they're just asking you a question. You could just simply say like, no, I don't know, or just like, you know, other than like. I saw a post saying that they were pointing at them and laughing at them.
That's
you know,
crazy.
I know. That's like so rude.
Yeah,
these employees be getting out of hand.
Yeah, I feel like they're always like making fun. Like I see like TikToks like, oh, like 20-year-olds like collecting stuffed animals. Like, why are you doing that? I'm just like, it's for fun.
Yeah,
like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, plus they're like even at knots you can find them and you play for them and that's fine. Plus, and you can literally collect anything. Yeah, right? You can collect anything at this point. And people collect like all sorts of stuff. I don't think plushies is a bad thing. Yeah, either, right? They're like harmful.
Yeah, I feel like there's always a community, like Pokemon cards. There's a community collecting them. I feel like it's like any other collectible.
Yeah. Plus, you get variations and stuff like that. And people sometimes only collect like one certain type, and that's it.
Like, oh, I only collect the underwater ones, or like the octopus, or the cows.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have like a DISO? I don't know how you say it.
Yeah, I just say it however. I'm like, however it comes out of my mouth. But I do have one, and we were talking about it earlier. How he's so hard to find, the little Ronnie clip.
Yes.
Like, you never see him. Yeah. I don't think I'll ever get him though, unless he's ever like re-released more like widely in stores. Then maybe there's a little opportunity, but yeah, that has to be the one that I'm never gonna get my hands on. I'm probably gonna have to just like buy like a custom one or something, right? Yeah, that's the closest thing I'm ever gonna get to him. Yeah. And what about you?
Oh, I don't know.
You're like, I already have them all.
Like I already have what I want. No, I think Ronnie clip.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple like customs, like Caedyn clip or Reshma clip. Like I've seen like a couple cool DIYs.
Clip I saw that too. That's adorable. Yeah. I even saw them do like a 0 one too.
Yeah.
That's super cute.
I feel like I'm really into DIYs right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that for sure. Yeah. Customs are adorable. Yeah.
Well, we really appreciate your account. It's very helpful. I think you should still post all the time, like post tips, like the location. Like, it's just so helpful.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, I love helping people. That's the whole reason I started it. So, yeah. Thankfully, everyone's still sending in and stuff like that. And next Halloween's going to be
crazy.
Crazy. I mean, this was already proven to be the craziest one.
Yeah.
I can't imagine how next year's going to be, but yeah, everything's great.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and like coming to our podcast.
If anyone has Ronnie clip, hand them over now. Anyone has an extra hidden somewhere in their pile, just send them over. I'll give you anything. Yeah.
Well, that went by fast. I wish we had more time to talk. Thank you so much, SquishHuntingLA, for joining us, coming to our podcast.
I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Thank you. So do you want to plug in some of your socials so people can find you?
Yeah, so it'll be SquishHuntingLA on Instagram or TikTok. And again, you know, I just post finds from LA, OC, and Inland Empire now that I moved there. So now I post from there too. And again, my account only works with the help of everyone. It's not only me, it's the help of everybody, you know, putting their input on there, and they're giving me their hand with my account and stuff. And yeah, it's open to everybody and anybody. And it's a great community we have too. And I also post squish meets, local squish meets. So if anyone's never been to a squish meet,
you should go. They're fun.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thank you.
Everyone, be nice to SquishHuntingLA.
Don't make me delete my account. Then everyone's going to be lost.
Alright guys, thanks again, and tune in next time for a brand new episode. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review Squish Talk wherever you get your podcast, and subscribe to Squishbuddys on YouTube for full video episodes. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you.